It's precious. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cecile, the plus size costumer, and it's corset time. In my chemise video, I said I was making undergarments for my natural form dress using Laughing Moon Mercantile's pattern number 100. The ladies' Victorian underwear from 1840 to 1900. Now I'm pretty sure you're asking, why did I start with the chemise and not the corset? In my first video, I said I was starting from the skin out on this project, and the chemise is the garment closest to the skin. Yes, that means the corset is worn over the chemise. Why? Basically to keep sweat and body oils from building up on the corset and outer clothes. Plus, the chemise is easier to wash than all the other clothing. That's why people usually had a minimum of 3. 1 to wear, 1 to wash, and 1 in reserve in case of accidents. As with my chemise, there was a lot I forgot to record. Life happens. Though I did get about an hour's worth of boring video showing pattern layout and cutting of the coutil. I did not include any of this because I didn't want you bored out of your skulls and clicking to someone else's channel. I'm still trying to remember to record all my steps. Seriously, I am still a noob at this. Speaking of noob moves, let me show you what I did when I first sewed the mock-up. It's precious. Seams are correct. These are not. Yeah, okay. Luckily I hadn't sewn the other side of this. As in, you know, I'm doing each side of the corset at the same time, so the other side of the corset hadn't gotten done yet. But it's like, I took one look at that and I'm going, oh, you stupid idiot. I tend to yell at myself a lot like that. So, time to whip out the trusty seam ripper. If I can find it. It fell underneath it's sliding under my sewing machine. Seam ripping time. Okay, so I spoke too soon. This is the other side of my corset that I'm working on. And oops. Luckily I'd only just gotten the cup sewn down on one side. But still. This is what happens when you don't pay attention, people. Always pay attention to what you're doing, or you'll end up doing this. Seam ripper. Okay, so I did the corset, I did my mock-up, and I was worried that it was going to be a little small. Yeah, it's a little big. I don't know. These things happen, obviously, but I think I'm going to have to take it in a little bit. You think? Maybe?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I have to figure this out. Yeah, so here's the thing with the corset. I did a size 38, and that's based on the measurements in the Laughing Moon pattern book. Well, size 36 is a 58 bust, and it's a 52-inch waist and 62-inch hip. My measurements are more than that. I just did them for something else, and my bust is now a 59, or no, 59 and a half, so it went up a inch and a half. So closer to a 60, so that would be a size 38. But this thing is a size 38. I used the 38 size 38 pieces. I don't get it. So either my measurements are really off or their measurements are really off. So, yeah. I'm going to take the whole thing apart and recut the pieces, because why cut out a whole new thing? So, about the only thing that may stay the same is the for the bust gussets. I don't know. I'll look at it. We'll see. It's a good thing I only traced out the pattern. That's what I always do. I always trace out patterns. I trace them out onto gridded pattern paper. So it should be good. That's something I was looking forward to. I thought I would almost have it made. So yeah. Now I was thinking of using. I've gotten this nice piece of yellow silk. Oh, the camera doesn't do it justice. It's a bright yellow. It is a bright yellow, and it's 1 yard silk taffeta, 49 inches wide. The base is twill, because I don't have enough coutil, or maybe I do. I'll have to check that. Once I recut the pattern pieces, I will check the amount of coutil I have, so maybe I'll use that instead of the twill. We'll see. But this is going to go on the outside, because who doesn't want a silk corset? Right? Am I right? I'll see you when I get this all recut and put back together. All right. Later. I took it in one size. I took it in 4.5 inches all the way around. But the bust is still big. And that's like all laced up in the back. It shouldn't be like that in the back. But I got enough lacing, and the hips are fine. The waist could come in a little bit, so I'm thinking of coming in, leaving the hips the same, and maybe grading in, well, I don't know, because I need to have at least a 2-inch gap in the back. I'm going to take it down one more size. So I've gone from a 38 to a 36, now we're going down to the 34, and seeing if the bust will be any better. I'll figure this out. But it's just proving to be a giant pain in the... I'm just glad that I'm not trying to do this for a mock-up that is too small, because then I'd be making more mock-ups and using up my fabric. And I plan on using this twill as the lining, and going to use the silk taffeta I have for the actual outer part. Getting better. It's fine up here. It's too close in here. It's okay here. So maybe I will leave this the way it is, but I still need to come in more at the waist. And even though it's fairly close together, it can still come in more, and I'm still gapping on the top, so I need to come in at least one more size. Now, like I say, I started at a size 38. I've gone down to a 32 on top. I stayed about the 36, between 34 and 36, depending on which piece you're talking about. Bring the hips into a 36. The waist is going to be about a 32, no, 30, and the bust is going to be 30. Wow, this is proving interesting. Alrighty. Okay, so I have been busy having to redraft. Well, luckily I don't have to actually fully redraft, but partially redraft my pattern for my corset. Laughing Moon pattern has like several sizes. So I started out with a 38, went to a 36, to a 34, and now I'm down to, on the top, a 30. That's come in 4 sizes? Yeah, 4 sizes. And on the bottom, I'm to a 34. So I've come in 2 sizes. It's so frustrating. But this is why we make mock-ups. And I'm so glad I'm going smaller and not bigger, because if I had to go bigger, I'd have to redo all the pattern pieces. Yes. So see, we're at 30 on that side, and can't read it very well. Focus. There we go. Get my finger in there. Focus. There's 34. So I graded it up, and this is the back. The back that's got the temporary lacing strips on it. Thank you, Noel, for showing us how to do that. I'll put a link in the description down below. Noel from Costuming Drama went through and showed us all how to make lacing strips. So yeah, that one 34 to 30, yeah, it's sideways and behind a pin. Now all I have to do is put it all back together again, and hopefully I won't have as much of a problem. Oh yeah, okay, so tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to make this corset for the 4th time. Fingers crossed it works this time. And here I was worried that it was going to be too small. That's what I get for overthinking. One more day. Hopefully, I will get it to a point where I can actually cut out the silk taffeta to put on the outside. I will be so glad when I can do that. So I will talk at you tomorrow. 4th time's the charm. I finally got it together. Finally got it. Okay, so I don't have all the other bones in it yet, but it's come together. I've got good spacing in the back, and it feels good. Boobs are in their cups, all right. So yeah, so now it's on to the next bit. Getting the outer fabric on and doing the boning and everything, and yeah. So I'm like so happy. Yay! Hi. So that last clip where I tried on the corset and it finally fit was the last thing recorded before the long procrastination. That was July 14th. It's now October 16th. That's a lot of time with not a lot to show for it. Anyway, remember me saying earlier that I wasn't sure if I had enough coutil? Turned out I did. And while I did record cutting it out, most of that video was just of the coutil laying on my table. So I didn't include any of it. And when it came to the silk and the corset assembly, I totally forgot to record anything. And some of that was stuff a beginning dressmaker would have liked to have seen. I'm such a noob for forgetting. But this is not the last corset I'll ever make, so next time I promise to record more of the steps. As for this corset, it's not quite finished, though I have made some progress on it. Grommets were needed for the back lacing because temporary lacing strips do not go on a finished corset. I also needed to do the final fitting before putting in the boning. Then I needed to put in the boning, but first I had to wait because of a last-minute setback. I ran out of boning, or rather I ran out of the boning I needed. I have lots of boning in several different lengths, and none of them are the lengths I need. I've ordered more, and they'll be arriving after this video is uploaded. So I'm ending this video here, and next time will be the finishing of the corset, complete with a proper reveal. Until then, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, please click subscribe, and the little bell icon will be notified every time I post a new video. I post videos every other Monday. And if you would like to help support the work I do on this channel, I do have links below in the description to both my Patreon and my Ko-fi accounts. But you are under no obligation to do anything. Just watching the videos helps too, and I really appreciate that. And if you've made it this far, Please leave me an idea in the comments for a future video project you'd like to see. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous rest of your day. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.